Canadians, they did it again. This costly NDP-Liberal cover-up coalition did it again. They shut down a committee. This time it was the Ethics Committee. This time the chair, the Conservative chair, called an emergency meeting to hear from the RCMP Commissioner, particularly around the circumstances as to why they concluded that there was no reasonable and probable grounds to lay a criminal charge against the sitting Prime Minister Justin Trudeau with respect to his handling of the SNC scandal. We all remember that particular scandal. This is the scandal that resulted in the firing of our first female Indigenous Attorney General, Jody Wilson-Raybould, because she had the courage, the conviction, and the strength to be truly independent from her caucus, from the Prime Minister, and deny the request, the excessive request, the pressure exerted on her to consider a deferred prosecution agreement with respect to the corporation known as SNC, a Quebec-based corporation who is facing corruption and bribery charges in the country of Libya. But in this particular case, we wanted to hear from the RCMP as to why they concluded that the investigation could no longer continue. In particular, there was recent reports to suggest that the RCMP were completely stymied by the Prime Minister himself in refusing to release required documents to allow the RCMP to continue their investigation. And if you remember, it was the Ethics Commissioner, the former Ethics Commissioner, Marcel Dion, who also faced a similar backlash against his Prime Minister when he too requested documentation to further his investigation into this matter. Notwithstanding, however, Commissioner Dion was able to conclude that the Prime Minister had violated the Conflict of Interest Act, not once, but actually twice. So in this particular case, we wanted to hear from the RCMP. Before we even heard from the RCMP Commissioner, we heard from the Liberal chair on the committee. She brought a motion to adjourn on the basis that they received short notice. The notice was actually received by all committee members last week. It was clear the RCMP wanted to participate. The RCMP had a statement ready to give. He was denied that opportunity. There's no clarity, there's no openness, there's no transparency with this particular government. We, as Conservatives, demand answers. You, as Canadians, demand answers. We will continue our pursuit for the truth. Stay tuned.